Hey everyone, welcome to Midday Plays Live. I am your host, Mindy Hahn. Here alone today, Tiffany is out at the office getting some work done here today. So just me for today, but go ahead and make sure you like, subscribe, click on the bell to get the latest notifications because you never want to miss out when we go live. That is Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern, where we try to give you the best sports, picks, plays, and parlays out there. So we can talk a little bit about last night. Perhaps there was, the big old, kickoff of college basketball. We also had a little bit of NBA, and then of course hockey, a couple plays there, and then the big game in the National Football League. I thought it was, rather kind of eventful, perhaps kind of the way that I thought this might go. It's pretty bad when you have a guy like Troy Aikman on there saying, well, he kind of keeps missing all of these open targets. That's not the way we should have a quarterback in the National Football League. But yeah, it's one of those that I think the Chargers sometimes play to their competition. And I kind of feel like that. They did have some key injuries out. Got the ball quite a bit, though, to Austin Eckler. And of course, then Mr. Keenan Allen. But yeah, I think it was kind of a par for the course, what we've been getting with all of these primetime games. And then here's the next one, the Bears and the Panthers. Can't wait for that one. Exactly. All right, you guys. Well, let's say hi to a couple folks. Hey, Donald Hooks is here. Glad to have you. And Darren is back. Good morning. How are you guys doing out there? Go ahead and let me know how you did yesterday. I always like to see the big win bet slips out there. And who do you like today as well? We're going to go ahead and go through a couple plays. It's going to be a while before I get in on, college basketball. That's just kind of the way it works. I really don't really like to play much until we get to conference play, but it's hard to be out of the mix for that long. There is some ways I think that you can kind of go ahead and look at things, right? You can kind of take a look at offensive and defensive efficiencies. That's kind of one of those things that we looked at here today. If you take a look at, say, UNC Asheville versus Michigan, Michigan's minus 10.5 on that, right? To me, it kind of looks like easy Michigan money here, perhaps, because you have Asheville. They're 177th in the nation in offensive efficiency versus a team like Michigan. That's 47th in the nation on offensive efficiencies. So there's some things out there you can kind of go ahead and look at. But of course, I think we always need to have some folks with some games out there, perhaps some road games, perhaps some home games, and then we can kind of go ahead and get into the mix. I'm ready to go on the NBA. And of course, boom, today, no plays whatsoever. That's just kind of the way it works, out there sometimes. I want to say hi to Latifa this morning. How are you? Or I guess it's afternoon where you are for sure out there on the East Coast. Well, what I do have, though, is some hockey plays for you, right? And kind of the way sometimes I look at hockey might be differently than what other folks do. So for me, I have a formula that I use in order to pick hockey plays, right? That has a lot to do with how talented the team is, right? We talk about this a lot. And then what their scoring looks like, their offensive and defensive efficiencies. So I make my picks, and then from there, I kind of chart my picks of what, the results are. And today what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you some of these higher odds, teams out there. But if I take a look at where these teams have been hitting this season, they are sitting at 70 to 80%. And again, this is based off of my formula, my calculations. These are hitting in certain buckets, you might say, of 70 or 80% winners. And that has to do with things like I go ahead and track. What does my minus 150 to minus 200 odds look like? What does it look like my variance, my internal variance? So that's something that you guys can go ahead and, take a look at here as you move forward on how you could get better, how you could be better bettors, how you can go ahead and make more money. Maybe you can bet some things that other folks don't, right? Just to make a little bit of money out there. So good. I'm glad Latifa's feeling a little bit better, was down for a little bit with the sickness. But Darren says, wait, Mindy, not so fast. I like Asheville to cover today in this one. And again, it's one of those like, We don't really have any games yet, so everything's kind of, speculation, but Darren may have a little bit more inside information on that Asheville team to cover today. That's just one of those that I saw that I looked at. Probably not one I'm going to put my money on, but hey, this is kind of what we have early in the season. So just different things for you guys to take a look at out there. All right. So like we're talking about here with NHL tier today, I'm going to give you my picks on DraftKings today. It does have one of those that it's 100% parlay boost, depending on how many legs you put out. I'm going to go ahead and give you 5. So that goes ahead and gives us a 30% boost on these 5 plays. But again, these are plays, especially on the puck line, that are hitting at 80%. All right, my first one is going to be taking the Canadians on the puck line plus 1.5. I'll then be taking the Red Wings plus 1.5. The Blues plus 1.5. I saw they got taken down for a little bit, so the odds were changing. Same thing here with the Predators. I'm taking the Predators plus 1.5 pucks as well, goals. But yeah, they got taken down for a while too. So that means just that the lines are out there changing. So hopefully they'll be back up soon. And then we have the Hurricanes today. I'm just going to take the Hurricanes on the money line. So they fit into that bucket for me where the Hurricanes at these odds, at this variance for me, it's hitting at 80%. But again, these are all sitting at like say minus 238, minus 175. They're all those high ones. So it's up to you if you want to go ahead and bet these, straight up. Again, I'm betting them straight up right now just because I know they're hitting at 80%. Now I want to play something that's hitting at 80%, right? I usually like to play something that's a little bit over 55 or 60%, but definitely when I'm in an 80% bucket, I'm going to go ahead and play these. But if that's not something that you want to put your $200 out there to win 100, you can go ahead and put these into a parlay that, DraftKings is giving us a little bit of a booster on. So that's what I'm going to do. Canadians plus 1.5, Red Wings plus 1.5, Blues plus 1.5, Predators plus 1.5, and the Hurricanes here on the money line. These are all hitting at 80%. Those are $5.99 odds. If I take that 30% boost, it puts me up to $7.79. So then $20 pays me $175.89, and I'll be super happy with that on the day. So again, I think it pays off if you track your bets, if that's something that you would like to do. It's a way sometimes that you can find yourself becoming a better overall. And it looks like we have Latifah. She has a couple plays for us. So she says, hey, I like Carolina. I like the Hurricanes and the Sabres here to go over the total. So we know Latifah knows her hockey stuff. So we want to make sure she gets that, that we get that out there. Carolina and Buffalo over the total. Where is that sitting? I'd have to look here real quick. I think it was a 6.5 if I'm not sure. But let's go ahead and find it real quick just so we know where we're at, where we're standing here on this one. Go back to Buffalo. Oh, no, that one is moved. It's over 7 right now. I don't remember seeing a 7 open, but maybe it had. But yeah, so now she says over 6.5 is what she likes. And then, of course, kind of like the San Jose Sharks today as well. See, those Sharks, where are they at? They're playing the Flyers. So the San Jose Sharks are plus 155 on the money line. Over 6.5 there on that one as well. All right. So there you go. We got you a little bit of a parlay here for some puck lines. In hockey, let's go ahead and try some college football, right? So again, I'm going to give you what I think the plays look like on my end. You can kind of take that information and do what you liked. And then, of course, if you want to go ahead and play some of these and say moneyline parlays, you can definitely go ahead and do something like that here as well. But this is all based off of my modeling that we do testing on and, kind of the way that it works. We're going here starting off with Ball State in Northern Illinois. Northern Illinois is sitting at minus 9.5. So I give Northern Illinois a 71% chance of winning this one just outright. So, I mean, I feel pretty good with a Northern Illinois here on the money line, but I give them, that higher chance of winning, but I only have them covering by a touchdown, 7.92. So this is one of those, if I wanted to go ahead and play Northern Illinois, I would go ahead and buy that down to a touchdown, or I would go ahead and play it in a bigger money line parlay like we had kind of been talking about here today. Or if you had to make me choose on a spread, right? If I couldn't buy this down, I would go ahead and take Ball State plus than a 9.5. But again, because I have that higher 71% chance of winning, this is a game that I would probably just go ahead and leave alone if I was going to have to go ahead and make a spread play. But I would lean to Ball State plus the 9.5. All right. Next up is Central Michigan and Western Michigan. Western Michigan is currently -3. So this is one that I would feel pretty comfortable about playing just here on the money line or via the spread if you want to take it at -3. I give Western Michigan a 65.1% chance of winning this game. But I have here 5.51 is the winning margin. So I have Western Michigan easily covering the spread, the money line, and winning at 61.5%. So I feel pretty good about Western Michigan here today. And then lastly, we have Ohio. They're -7 versus Buffalo. I give Ohio a 61.8% chance of winning, so higher than Western Michigan, lower than Northern Illinois. But this one is very similar, right? I only have Ohio winning this one by 4.30. So in this case, with a 61% chance of winning, I would buy that down to something like Ohio -3, or I would take Ohio on the money line. And if otherwise, again, like I'm talking about, if we wanted to go ahead and do just a spread, I would take Buffalo +7 in this one if I was going to go ahead and, take a spread lean on this one. But for me, kind of the way I would probably play it is I would play a Northern Illinois on the money line, a Western Michigan on the money line, and an Ohio on the money line. But again, that's kind of where I'm looking. And if you guys are feeling like you fit into those scenarios, then I think something like that will work out. So I want to say hi to Ferner. Hey, what's going on? So Latifa said, yeah, I don't mind Western Michigan. Hey, I like Ball State at the +10 there as well today. So we're pretty happy with how things look. It looks like on this end and you guys in the chat. So I think we got it covered here for today where we can make some extra cash. We can make what? $200 here today. Easy money. Oh, wait, we got Ferner. He's coming in. He's coming in with some plays. Okay, here we go. We got Canadians. We got the Blues. We got the Islanders, Coyotes, Ducks all on the money line, and then the Sabres on the puck line. So that is what Ferner likes here for today. Don't mind those plays. We had quite a few in our parlay. All right. Well, you guys, I don't know much else here today. We'll be coming back tomorrow. We'll talk a little bit of NBA finally. Finally got things ready to go. We got the home. We got the road. We got the numbers. We're ready to go. All right, you guys, have a good day. Hopefully you get some big wins. Come back and see us tomorrow. Make sure you get over to tonyspicks.com where you can find our best of the best plays. I have a 7-pack today in the NHL. So make sure you go ahead and take a look at that and pick it up. And of course, you can find a lot of best bets. You can find player props now at Tony's Picks. You can also find other folks that are out there doing some, packages out there that are 3-team, 5-team, or 7-team. So make sure you get that and use a promo code TonyT at checkout. That's right. Go to tonyspicks.com. You can find something that you like there. All right, you guys. Talk to you later.